Make the ground shake.
Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Tom Gummy. Today we are back for another statue tutorial. Again, continue the theme of FNAF 6. Today we are doing the updated version of Springtrap. Now, the reason I'm saying it that way is because I don't actually know what the actual name is. I've looked in various places, just like I did with the previous baby statue, and there's been various names that have come up. Scraptrap, Salvaged Springtrap, Springtrap. So I'm just going to call it, I guess, Springtrap throughout the video until I look around and see a bit more what you guys are saying it's actually called, and then I'll just adjust everything to that. So with that out the way, again, I want to give huge credit where credit is due to RedXPhones and _Deadpool_, who once again worked on this statue and did a really, really magnificent job on it. So again, I'll leave that information down in the description, including RedXPhones' DeviantArt, and he uploads a bunch of different designs there, so if you want to check that out, that's up to you. But anyways, let's get straight into the tutorial. So the blocks you're going to need are the following. You'll need green concrete, lime terracotta, black concrete, bone block. So again, this is a very similar texture to quartz, but it's actually got a smaller, it's got like a circular kind of texture on it, whereas a quartz block is kind of plain. So that's the first time I'm using that on the channel. Red terracotta, birch planks, white concrete, polished andesite, cobblestone wall, birch wood stairs, birch wood slabs, quartz stairs, and quartz slabs. So I'll give you guys a second to grab them blocks into your inventory, and I've just realised as well, as we're saying this, there is one final block we need to grab, which I've actually forgotten, but it just came to memory right now, and that is indeed our brick slabs, and we're going to be using them on the feet. Now alternatively, you could use nether brick, but that's up to you. So, also, brick slab, grab that as well, and that was really good timing to remember that. So let's get straight into building. We're going to start off with the feet. Now, just like normal, the legs are 12 by 8, however the feet are slightly different because they're extended. So we're going to get that out of the way, and then we'll work on the actual legs. So starting off with our feet, we're going to grab ourselves our green concrete, and we're going to start off with placing a layer of 8 green concrete. So that's 6, 7, and 8. So that's our first layer. And on top of that, we're going to build it up another 2 layers. So that's 1, and then finally 2. So right now it's 3 blocks tall, 8 blocks wide, and this is our starter point. In front of this, as a 3D effect, what we're going to do is on the first layer, we're going to place another layer of 8 green concrete. And then on the second layer, this is where it's slightly different, we're going to place 2 brick slabs, so basically 1 brick block, but I'm just going to use brick slabs, 1 green concrete, 1 brick, 2 concrete, 1 brick, 1 concrete, and 1 brick. So again, it's solid brick blocks, but you can just use 2 slabs and it makes the same. What we're then going to do is on top of each brick, we're going to place 1 brick slab, and it ends up looking something like this. And what this represents is at the front of the feet, where he's got all the cables and kind of reddish colour coming out of the feet, this is a 3D effect. So again, bear in mind, this is a 3D effect. Now what we do next is, rather than working on the upper legs, we're going to come around to the left side of the statue, and we're going to expand 1, 2, 3 to the left. So technically, the legs, or feet should I say, is 4 wide, and then this is of course the 3D effect, which is going to be our 5th block. Now for the next 2 layers, we're going to do the exact same as the front, so we just place 3 blocks of green concrete, and what we're then going to do is on the very top layer, on the 3rd block from left, we're going to place 1 brick slab coming out the side, and that'll make sense in a minute when we actually go around to the top of the feet and fill that area in. Now we're going to come around to the right side and repeat the exact same pattern, and when I say the exact same, I literally mean the exact same. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 to the right using green, and on top of that again 2 more layers of 3 green concrete, and we come to the 2nd block from left, or in this case actually we'll go 2nd block from right, so it's opposite, and we'll do 1 brick slab again. So that's the one slight difference, I guess you can say, is on the left side, it's 1 block closer. Now what we're going to do is come around to the rear side of the feet, and this is pretty much a case of just joining everything up. So there should be a 6 block gap in between if you've done it correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to do this 3 layers in total. If your placing isn't as bad as mine, as you just saw there, it should be pretty easy. So again, that's 8 wide, 3 blocks tall, and that's the rear side of the feet. So that brings us to the next step, which is of course the upper side of the feet. So we're going to go ahead and fill this area in here using green concrete, and this leaves us with a solid platform, which is 8 by 4. What we're going to do is on either side, so on the left side and the right side, we're going to come to the 2nd block in, and we're going to place 2 brick slabs. Again, this is left and right, and it ends up looking like this. What we're then going to do is on the rear side, we're also going to leave 1 block gap, place 2 brick slabs, 2 block gap, 2 brick slabs, and then a 1 block gap. And we do the exact same on the front side, so 1 block gap, 2 slabs, 2 block gap, 2 slabs. Now hopefully you can kind of see what we're doing here. What we're going to do in this middle part, so we leave 2 blocks here, and we're going to place a 2x2 in the middle, and we're essentially putting off 2 circles, which is going to have 2 squares in the middle. So this is where left leg is going to go. This is where right leg is going to go. So from above, it looks like this, and as you can see now, the brick slabs at the side start to make a bit more sense because they're connecting in to this area here. Now, just as I mentioned before, you can use nether brick slabs if you want to, but again, it's kind of a lighter red, which is why we've chosen to use brick. So, what we're going to do next is get rid of the brick off our hotbar. We don't need that anymore, and we're going to start working on actually building the legs. So, we come back around to the front side, and what we're going to do is in the left 2x2 area, we're going to build a 2x2x2 cube. So 2x2, like this. But this is the thing I've just realized about the bone block, again, not using it much, is it's very similar to wood. So we want this texture here at the top. If you place it sideways, like that, you'll see it's at the side. We want it at the top. So we're going to place a 2x2, but make sure you're placing it downwards facing. So a 2x2x2 cube, that's a bit of a mouthful to say. We're going to do that on the left side and also the right side. But again, make sure the bone block is facing the right way, because if you have it facing the wrong way, you'll have something that looks like this at the side. We don't want that. We want the kind of smooth texture at the side, as you can see right here. Now, what we're going to do is on the left side, in the front left corner block, we're going to build up 1 more. On the right side, we do it on the front right corner. So it currently looks something like this. Now, on the left side, what we're going to do is next to this bone block, we're going to build up 2 using red terracotta, and this is going to be kind of our bloody colour. And on the right side, on this left block here, we're going to build up 2. Then we go to the right one, and we're going to build up a further 2. So it ends up coming out looking something a bit like this. So hopefully at this point you have something that looks like this. Again, from the front side, it looks like this, and we'll do a little spin around. So we've got the left side, and then we have coming around to the rear side, and then eventually the right side. So again, hopefully you should have something that looks like this. Currently, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks tall, but of course we're going to be building over most of that because we're going to be building the actual body. This is essentially just the feet, and then the bones that go up into the legs. So what we're going to do now, as I just said, is we're going to start building onto the actual legs itself. So what we do is, again, we come to the front side, we're going to come to the left leg, and we're going to come up to the third block, which is this one here of the bone. So the first one, second, and third, this block right here. From this block, using our green concrete, we're going to go 1 block to the left and 1 block forwards, punch out the one behind it, and this is our starter block. So again, just between this green and this green, there should be a 1-2 block gap. So from this block, what we're going to do is we're going to go up 1 and to the right 1. That's the first step. Then, on top of this, we're going to go up 1 and we're going to go 7 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what this does is basically build all the way across and links everything together nicely. Now, underneath this, so we come to the 4th block. Underneath this, we're going to place 1 and we go to the right 1 and down 1. So as you can see, it's kind of starting to incorporate the legs into this pattern, and these middle bits are starting to become simply middle bits. Next, what we're going to do is on the very end here, we're going to build down 1, 2, so it looks like this, and then we're going to bring it all the way up to the top using our pattern. So the next layer on top of this is going to be 3 green concrete, 2 black concrete, and 3 green. On top of this, we're going to do 2 green concrete, 1 black, 2 lime terracotta, 1 black concrete, and 2 green concrete. And on top of that, we're going to do 2 black concrete, 4 lime, 2 black, and then our final layer, which is the top layer of the body, is going to be 2 green, 4 lime, and 2 green. So once you've done that, it ends up looking something like this. Now again, if you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. And at this point, that is the front side of the legs, or at least the basic shape of the front side, complete. But of course, we're not going to be leaving it there. So again, right now, it should be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 blocks tall, just like a normal statue, and 8 blocks wide, but of course we have got the side of the legs also done as well. So, as I said, this is the basic shape. That isn't, however, the legs. Just to kind of ruin it for you a bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off at the top, we'll work our way down. We're going to come to the third block from left on the line, so essentially the fifth block in total. We're going to punch it out and we're going to indent it using black concrete. So again, we punch it out and we set one black concrete backwards. So again, that's indenting. We then come to the 10th layer, the 9th layer, so the layer below it, to the second block in, and we're going to punch it and go behind. And the block below as well, we're also going to indent. So it's a 2 tool indentation. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to come around to the right side, and just above the red terracotta here, we're going to punch out the 2, because there should be already, if you've done it correctly, the 2 red concrete or red terracotta behind it. And once you've done that, it's looking a bit more bashed up and a bit more complete, and that is indeed what it should look like. So that is the front side of the legs complete. Now again, if you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. What we're going to do now is actually continue working up the body, but we'll come back later on and include a bit more detail in between the legs and also on the left side and right side. So anyways, continuing. Moving on up to the front side of the body now. Front side of the body, again, is a 12 by 8. What we're going to start off by doing is on the left side, we're going to place 1 green concrete, and on the right side, exact same. On the left side, however, what we're going to do is expand 1 to the left using birch planks, 1 green concrete, 1 birch planks, and 1 green concrete. So that's essentially marking out where the left hand starts. The right hand's slightly different because it is there's no arm, basically. There's a bit of an arm, but it's mostly broken, but I'll talk about that later on. But the left side, indeed, comes down to here. So on the 13th layer of the build, 4 blocks to the left. Now, on top of this green concrete, on either side, we're going to build up 11. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And on this side, the exact same. So it comes up to the exact same height. What we're then going to do is join them together by placing 6 in the middle, and that basically outlines our 12 by 8 rectangle. So this is the rectangle of the body. What we're going to do is in the middle, we're going to fill it in with lime concrete, or lime terracotta, not concrete, lime terracotta. So, essentially, from the second layer, or this layer here, we're going to place solid lime terracotta. So we fill it all the way in, up to the top, and then we're going to go ahead and punch out the blocks afterwards, which are going to be our indentations. Now there is a slight pattern at the top which we need to incorporate, and I'll do that in a second, but for now just go ahead and fill this area in. So that's a 11 tall by 6 wide area of lime. So that's the first layer of the body all the way up to the second to last layer of the body. So right now it should look like this. What we're then going to do is at the top corner, we're going to punch the top left and top right of the lime out, replace with green concrete, and it's as simple as that. That is the pattern complete. Now, in terms of the detail, because of course this is way too plain, we're going to punch out quite a lot of blocks and indent quite a few. So I'm going to go layer to layer, and I'm going to tell you which ones to indent. So we start off by coming to the first layer and punch out the second block. On the layer on top of that, the second layer, we're going to come to, and bear in mind this is just on the lime, so I'm referring to the lime. We're punching out the 4th and 5th block, and we're also going to go up 1 on the right side. We go then 2 to the left, so leave these 2 blocks, and then punch out this one, and go up twice. So right now, it looks like this. To right of this block here, we're going to leave 1. We then punch out 2. Above this, we punch out 3. And above that, we leave 1, punch out 3 again. In the middle block here, we're going to go up 1. So again, right now it looks like this. We're then going to come back to the left side. We leave this block, we go up, and we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. On the second block, we're going to go to the right and up 1. And on the third block, we go 1 to the left. So right now, it looks something like this. The final step, we're going to come to the top right corner. We're then going to punch out from the second block down, 1, 2, 3, and on the top one, we go to the left one. So it currently ends up looking like this. That's all the detail we need to punch out. What we're then going to do is get our black concrete, and behind all the lower ones, again, we're going to indent black concrete until we get to the upper parts where we're going to start incorporating some red terracotta as well. So all the bottom ones, which are these ones, down here, we're going to indent black concrete. And then once we get to not the large one, but the one slightly above it, so the large one being this one I'm filling in now, the one to the left of it, this one right here, is where we're going to start incorporating some red terracotta. So on this one, on the lowest block, we're going to indent 1 black concrete. Then what we're going to do on top of that is 3 red terracotta. We're then going to go to the left one using red terracotta, and then the two at the side are going to be black concrete. Now what we're also going to do is above this block here, we're going to leave one, punch this block out, and also indent a red terracotta right there. And then on this block, or this area here, we're going to use solid red terracotta. So once you've done that, and you've indented all the details, the body, or the front side of the body, should now look a lot more interesting, and should look like this. The final step we're going to do is add a 2x2 of black concrete in the second from top layer in the center. So we come to the 4th and 5th block on the second from top layer, the 11th layer, and underneath that place 2 more, and we now have a 2x2 square, and that represents the kind of black spot on the center of the chest. One thing I'm also going to change real quick that I've just noticed is slightly off, is on this block here, right next to the pink terracotta, replace it with green concrete, and then it will look like this. And it's now balanced, the reason being, on the left side you've got a 2x2 of green, on the right side you now have what was a 2x2 of green. So that is your 12x8 for the body complete. And again, if you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. And now we're going to move on to the left arm. So, for the left arm is 12x4, of course, 12 tall, 4 wide, and we start off on the 13th layer. So if you haven't already, come to the 13th layer, the first block of the body basically, go 4 blocks to the left, and that is consisting of 1 birch, 1 green concrete, 1 birch and 1 green concrete. On top of this, we're going to place a layer of 4 green concrete. On top of that, 4 black concrete. We're then going to do 3 layers of green concrete, 1 layer of black, and then 5 layers of green. And that will bring us all the way up to the top. So it seems nice and simple. Until we start adding the detail, of course. So right now, again, that's 12x4, and that consists of 2 layers of green, 1 layer of black, 3 layers of green, 1 layer of black, and 5 layers of green. Now what we're also going to do is, using our birchwood stairs, we are going to go underneath the hand, and we're going to place 2 birchwood stairs facing backwards underneath the birch planks we've already placed. And that's essentially going to be for claws. You could just use birch planks again, so it's like 2 tall of birch planks, but stairs kind of makes it look a bit more aggressive and a bit more sharp. Now, in terms of the actual detail itself, aka the indentations, we're going to come to the 4th layer and to the 4th block. We then come to the 5th layer, to the 2nd block, and to the next layer on top of that, and to the 3rd block. So that's this section here. There's 3 blocks in total. In terms of this upper section, the area that's a 5x4 of green, we're going to come to the 2nd layer, 2nd block, and we're going to go to the right, up, up, and then from the 2nd block here, we're going to go 1 to the right as well. So again, just backing up so you can see where all the indentations are. And these ones are simply using black concrete, so you just go around to the rear side and fill in the gaps with black concrete. Nice and simple. Again, a bit tricky compared to just standard statues, but it makes it look a ton better, a literal ton better. So that is the front side of the arm complete. Again, that's a 12x4, and if you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. Now, in terms of the right arm, or what is there of the right arm, we're going to come to the top right corner, and we're going to expand 4 blocks to the right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, using green concrete. Underneath this, we're going to bring it down 4 more layers, so that's 1, 2, 3, if I can place it, and our 4th layer. So it's a 5x4 rectangle, and on the 2nd from top, the 11th layer, and also leave 1 block go down, we're going to punch out 2 blocks in the middle. So it goes on the 2nd layer, 1 green, 2 gap, 1 green, and then same with this one, 1 green, 2 gap, 1 green. Just like before, we're going to go around to the rear side, indent black concrete in both of the gaps, and that is the front side of the right arm complete. It's very simple. Again, it's kind of just like a little stump of his shoulder, and then the actual arm we'll build later on. So, again, if you want to pause, that is 5 tall and 4 wide, and that is the right arm. So once we've got that, what we're going to do is actually start working on the side of the arms and the side of the legs to make it 3D. So right now, it's kind of looking good, I will say, but we want to make it 3D because that's when we're actually turning it into a statue. So normally what I do is work on the left side, and then we'll do the side of the body, side of the arms. This time what I'm actually going to do is work on the right side. So we're going to come to the right side. We've already got the right side of the foot complete. What we're going to do now is start working on the right side of the leg. So from this original green concrete right here, this is going to be our starter block. What we're going to do is come to the second block, and we're going to go 1 to the right, and on the third block we're going to go 3 blocks to the right. So as you can see, it kind of gives you a gradient pattern that looks like this. Now on this final block on the end, we're going to build down 1, 2, 3 until there's a 1 block gap between the bottom of this and the bottom, or should I say the top of the feet. So it gives you a pattern like this. Now in this 2 block gap here, we're going to place 2 bone blocks. Again, make sure they're facing upwards, and it just fills it in so there's no gap. And from here we can start working our way up. So on top of this, we're going to place 2 layers of 3 green concrete, and we cap it off with a layer of 3 black concrete. Underneath this, so the layer we've just previously done, we come to the third block. We're going to indent 1 black concrete, like so, on the third block from left. And currently, again, this is the side of the leg. Continuing up into the side of the body now, what we're going to do is do solid green. So we're just going to build green until we hit the top, like this. And then what we'll do is then go ahead and go row to row to row, adding indentations. So starting on this first layer here, just above the black concrete, second block we're going to punch out. We go up 1 to right 1, up 1. We then go up diagonal to the left, leave a block, up 1, leave a block, punch out and go to the right. So these are all the blocks you're going to punch out. Starting at the bottom, we're going to place red terracotta behind this kind of zigzag tetra shape. And behind the rest, we're going to place black concrete. Should be a bit easier now to place the blocks because you've already got blocks at the side you can build them off of. And once you've done that, that is the right side of the leg complete. Again, I'll do a little flyby just so you can pause if you need to do so. I do recommend, again, you do so because it's better to do that than get to the end of the statue and realise you messed up really early into it. So in terms of the arm, what we're going to do is expand this point at the top backwards 1, 2, 3 all the way across. And what this gives us is a 4x4 platform. Make sure to fill this area in at the top, again green, because otherwise you'll have a 2 block gap there going into the body. So just cap off the 2 blocks here, again using green. So from this 4x4, this is going to be the bottom of the arm, and this is where the bone is going to kind of like stick through a bit. So from here, we're going to come around to the side of the arm in a bit, but for now we're going to leave it like this, so we got the side of the leg and the side of the body. What we're then going to focus on instead is working on the left side. So for the left side, starting off at this block again, we are going to go to left, 1, 2, 3, and on the far block, we're going to go down, leave 1, and go down again. So again, on the left side, there should be a 1 block gap, 2 block, 1 block, 2 block. So this is our starter point. This side's a bit simpler. So on top of this, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 more layers of green, a layer of black, and then 1 layer of green. So it's as simple as that. That's the side of the leg. Again, that's 12 tall and 4 blocks wide. The 2 additions for this time, we're going to come to this area again. We come to the third layer, third block, and we punch out that one, go up diagonal and just indent 2 black concrete, like so. Just a small little side-angled indentation, but again, that's the left side of the leg. In terms of the arm, what we're going to do is come to the rear side of the hand again. We're going to expand 1, 2, 3 using green concrete all the way, and what this gives us is a 4x4 of green, and again, this is the underside of the left hand, just means there won't be a hole in the side of the hand. Come around to the left side of the arm, what we're going to do is we're going to replace the first block and the third block with our birch planks, and again, just like we did on the front side, underneath each birch plank, we're going to place a birchwood stair facing towards the statue. So it's 4 in total, and there's going to be our 4 claws. Now in terms of the actual side of the arm itself, what we're going to do is same pattern as the front side. So the first 2 layers are green, and of course the first layer has birch, but the first 2 layers are essentially green. The third layer is 3 black concrete, and again, bear in mind we're only placing 3 blocks per layer because the 4th block is already here. Hopefully that makes sense. And again, it's going to be 12 blocks tall. The next 3 layers are going to be green concrete. We then cap it off with a layer of black concrete, and then 5 green all the way up to the top. That gives us our 12x4 and the basic shape. Now again, in terms of the indentations, we come to the second layer, second block, and indent 1 black concrete. We then come to the first layer of this 3 tool section, we come to the third block from left, place 1 black concrete, and then we come to the top layer of that same section, and second and third block in, and we're going to indent again 2 black concrete. Coming up to the final 5 tool area, we're going to go to the second layer, second block. We're then going to go up diagonal to right, up 1 and to left 1, and then we're going to indent 4 black concrete in the same shape. So that is the left side of the arm complete. Again, that is 12 by 4, 12 tall, 4 wide, and if you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. From a side angle, it looks like this, and the statue itself right now looks like this. Again, from a right angle, looks like this. So, in terms of the actual top side, or top right side of the arm, which is what we're going to do now, just to make sure it's all balanced out, we're going to start off by coming to the top right corner, to the side, and of course it's going to be 5 tall and 4 wide just like the front side. Starting off at the top left corner, we're going to expand 1, 2, 3 to the side, and then we're going to bring it down 1, 2, 3, and that gives us our 5 by 4. Now on the 5th layer, we're going to leave 1 block, we punch out these 2 blocks here, and then we got the block at the end. We're then going to come to the center of the arm, so this is the 3rd layer, second and 3rd block, punch out 2, and on the right side go up 1, and we're going to indent 3 black concrete. So right now looks something like this. What we're also going to do is punch out this area here. You can place black concrete right there if you want to, because of course this is where the arm is going to go, or this is where it's going to start at least, and that's what we're going to work on right now. So starting off, we're going to place a 2x2 of red terracotta right there below the black concrete, and from the side you should now be able to see it indented into the arm. What we're then going to do is bring it down another layer. Again, each layer is going to be 2x2, and then the next layer we're going to place, and this is where it's going to be a bit more difficult to explain. The front left corner we place 1 bone, front right corner 1 red terracotta. If we go around to the rear side, we're simply going to place 2 bone, and again make sure the bone is facing upwards or downwards. So right now it's 3 layers tall. Below this, we're going to place a 2x2 cube of bone, so 2 more layers of bone. And then for the final layer, what we're going to do is on the front right corner, we're going to place 1 bone hanging out like that. Now, once you've done that, that is the arm complete. Again, it's very simple, somewhat difficult to explain, but simple to build. And you can see that's kind of replicating the arm where part of it is missing. So from a front corner, it looks like this. From the right side, like this, and from the rear side, like this. Now what we can also do, if you want to make it a bit more rigid, is punch out this back corner block right here, and it just, again, just makes it look a bit more brutal, and a bit more rough and rigid. So yeah, that's the rear side of that part of the arm, and then we'll worry about this part of the arm later on when we get to it. But for now, again, that is the right arm complete. So that is the front side, essentially, of the statue done and good. What that means is we're now ready to move on to the rear side of the legs and the body. So what we're going to do is, of course, do that. So if we come to the rear side of the legs, you'll notice, just like normal statues, again, it's 12 by 8, just like the front side. And we've also got the rear side of the feet done, so we're just building the actual rear side of the legs. So starting off, we come to this bottom left corner, this green concrete that should already be existent. And what we're going to do is build 6 blocks over to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we do is on the 2nd, 4th, and 7th block, we're going to punch it out. And it leaves us with 3 floating blocks like this. For the next layer, we're just going to go layer to layer to layer, placing 6 blocks. So just joining left side to right side, just like we did before. And that will be how we're going to do it. So that's the 3rd layer, 4th, and then 5th. And then we come to this area where we're going to start placing some black concrete. So again, we've got our original layer, which is 6 wide, but we punch out the 2nd, 4th, and 7th block. We're then going to build 5 more layers of green concrete, a layer of black concrete, and then a layer of green concrete. And that is the rear side of the legs in its basic shape. Now in terms of the actual details we're going to have to add, starting off at the top, we come to the 2nd block, punch it out, and that's going to have 1 red terracotta indented behind. Next to that, on the 10th layer, we're going to have 2nd block and 6th. Below that, on the layer below, we're going to leave a 3 block gap from left, punch out this block, go down to left, down, and then we're going to go down diagonal to left and link it to that 1 block gap right there. Now on the right side, we come to this gap in the bottom right corner, and we're going to go up diagonal to left and up 1, and behind all of these, we're going to indent black concrete. And of course, the block down there at the bottom is already got bone behind it, and for this one, once again, black concrete. So right now, it should end up looking something like this. Now in terms of this middle area that links the left foot and the right foot, we're going to punch that block out just so I can actually get in here. In this area here, we're going to place a 2x2 of green concrete, and make sure that there's this 1 block here of bone, which you fill in on either side, or just again place black concrete. But behind this black concrete, we're going to place 1 green just to kind of hide it a bit, and also go ahead and replace the brick slab that we broke to get into it. So again, you can kind of hide the blocks that aren't relevant. The red works, so you don't have to hide it, but make sure to hide the black. And again, that is the rear side of the legs. So in terms of the rear side of the body, again, I'm giving you a brief second to pause before I move on. In terms of the rear side of the body, again, it's a 12x8. And again, we're just essentially going to go layer to layer to layer, placing 7 green concrete because the first block is already done on the left side. So we're going to build it all the way up to the top, just to speed up the process. And then we'll go ahead and punch out a bunch of details and indentations. So a 12x8 of green concrete, and then we'll start punching out. Before we do that, in fact, what we will do is add a tail. Now, again, this is controversial, whether it's actually a tail or not. If you don't want to add it, feel free to just not add it. Simple as that. But what we are going to do is, starting on the first layer, we're going to place 2 lime on the 4th and 5th block, and we're going to build up 3 on either side. And on the 2nd and 3rd layer, we're going to go 1 block to the left and 1 block to the right, and it gives you a shape that looks like this. Now, again, that's optional, and that's a 3D effect. If you don't want to add it, don't add it. So, what we're going to do now is punch out the details, or more details. So starting off on the first layer, we're going to punch out the 2nd block, and there should be a red terracotta directly behind it. Now, going to the top of the statue, because we'll work our way down. I need to actually build this part up. There we go. We're going to come to the top left corner, go down 1, and to the 3rd block. We're then going to leave a 3 block gap and punch out the 2nd to last block, like so. From the first one we punched out, we're going to go down diagonal to right 1, and down 1. From here, we're going to go 2 blocks to the left, so leave these 2, punch out the 3rd block, which is the 2nd block from the left. On the right side, we're going to leave 1, punch out this block here, and go down 1. And then we go back to this block, because we're going to go down diagonal, down twice, to the left 1, down twice, and then on the right side from here, we're going to go to right twice, and down 1. The final step we're going to do is go down diagonal from this block, and down 1, and that is all the gaps we're going to place. What you can also do, if you want to add the tail, is make it go down 1, so push it down 1 into the actual legs, because then it will work a lot better with the 3D details, or the 2 indentations, should I say, that's the word I'm looking for, because then you see here it doesn't cover any of it. So again, behind all these indentations on the lower part of the body, we're going to place black concrete, and then once we start getting higher up, we're going to start including some red terracotta. So again, behind this big one is solid black concrete. Below the 3 blocks above it that are connected, again black concrete, and then the remaining ones, so the 2 on the left and the 3 on the right, are going to be red terracotta. So again, just a case of indenting, bit fiddly, but makes the statue look a lot better. So that's the rear side of the body. Again, tail doesn't have to be included if you don't want to. Of course, we don't actually see the rear side of the statue or the character ever, so it's kind of just guessing and adding detail to what we feel should be there. Now, in terms of the rear side of the arms, starting off on the left side, we'll get the easier one out of the way. We're going to fill in this with green concrete, solid, until you hit the top. And then what we're going to do is on the 2nd layer, we're going to punch out the 2nd and 3rd block, go up 1 on the left, up diagonal to right, and then down diagonal to right, and again indent black concrete behind every single one. Simple as that. Now, in terms of the other side, which is not quite as easy, but still not too difficult, The first 2 layers are going to be green concrete. First one should already be done, so second layer of green concrete. Third layer is black concrete. 3 layers of green, a layer of black, and then 5 layers of green, and that'll bring you all the way up to the top. And just like before, we're going to go layer to layer, punching out the detail. So we come to the second section first. Third block from left, second block from right, punch it out, go up diagonal and up 1. Coming to the next section, second block in from the right, up once to left 1, and then up diagonal to left. What we're then going to do is go up 1 to right twice, so second block from the side, punch it out, and again all of these are going to be indented with black concrete. So it's just a case of filling it all in, and then we can move on to the head. So that is the rear side of the right arm. That's the rear side of the body in general. Again, if you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. And now what we're going to do is actually move on to the head. Before we do actually, I just realised we need to fill in the shoulders. Just fill it in with solid green concrete. And that's going to be a 16 by 4 of green concrete. But should look like this, just nice and plain and simple. If you want to add some detail to that, you can, but it's not really 100% necessary. Before we do move on, what I'm going to do is also a little spin around, not for credits, as we just did there. So I'm going to get rid of my arm, we're going to have a little spin around, a little opportunity to pause and catch up if you need to do so. If you don't, you're happy, you're ready to move on, just skip forward in the video a minute or so. If you aren't, this is the opportunity for you, your lifeline, so please do take good use of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to each specific part of the statue, give you a little bit of information about the dimensions and what we're doing and how you need to do it. So this is the front side of the legs, of course, that's a 12 by 8, and we've got the 3D effect at the front side and a lot of indentations. I'm not going to mention the indentations, just pause the video and replicate it if you need to. So it's 12 by 8. Moving on up, we have the front side of the body, 12 by 8, with a 2 by 2 of black concrete in the middle at the second to top and third from top layer, so the 11th and 10th layer in the middle. And on the left side, we've got the left arm, again 12 by 4, with the claws hanging down from the bottom underneath the birch planks, and the right arm, which is 5 by 4. Coming around to the left side, with the left side of the leg, that is 12 by 4, of course the 3D effect at the side being the brick slab coming off the side. Underneath, we have the 4 by 4 of the bottom of the hand, again with the 4 claws coming out of it, two on the left side, two on the front side, both facing into the statue or towards the rear of the statue. Come around to the left side with the left side of the arm, that's a 12 by 4. We have the right side of the body, which is, this is where I have to do a bit of maths, this is a 19 tool by 4 wide area. And again, that comprises of the legs, which is a 12 by 4, and then I believe 7 layers of the body, or the side of the body, because it's visible because of the arm. We've got the side of the arm, which is a 5 by 4, and then we've got this little area of bone, which hangs down 5 blocks in total, but mainly is 4, and again, this is the front side of it, the right side, and the rear side. So just from pausing, you should be able to figure it out. Coming around to the rear side of the body, we have the rear side of the legs first, which is 12 by 8, with the rear side of the body with the optional tail, again 12 by 8, the rear side of the right arm 12 by 4, and the rear side of the left arm, which is, well, it's not the rear side of the left arm, is it? It's the left side, but the rear side of the right arm, which is 4 by 5, so 4 wide, 5 tall. Final side, which is the shoulders, 16 wide, 4 thick, again solid green concrete. And once you've done that, hopefully, once again, you have something that looks like this. Again, if you haven't, I do appreciate it's a really difficult statue, so just go back in the video, see what things haven't gone quite to plan, and try and figure it out. If not, again, I am also going to read the comments, so if you have any issues, let me know, and I'll try and help you. Okay, so starting on the head, we're going to come to the front side of the body, of course, and come to the top left corner. From here, what we're going to do is count 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th block, we're going to place 1 green concrete and bring it 2 forwards. We're then going to extend it a further 2 blocks forwards using lime terracotta, and we now repeat this on the right side. So we come to the right corner, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th block, 1 green concrete, 2 forwards, and then 2 lime terracotta. Now, if you've done it correctly, there should be a 6 block gap in between, so go ahead and join the respecting colours together using the, again, exact same colours, so that's green concrete on the inner parts and lime terracotta on the outer. And what this gives you is an 8x4 overhang, as you can see right here. What we're then going to do is punch out the front left and front right corner, and it gives it a more curved look, which is going to represent the jaw later on. Now, what we do next is we come around to the left side, and we're going to expand backwards 5 blocks using green concrete, so that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and exact same on the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like we did on the front side, joined together by a 6x2, and that gives us an 8x2 overhang on the rear side, and that's going to give the template for the head. So as you can see, it's essentially a 8 wide, or an 8 wide by 9 thick, technically 10 thick area. So what we're going to do is, normally we'd work on the front side first. This time we're actually going to work on the left and right side first, build them up, and then come back and join everything all together. So we're going to start off on the left side. Our first layer, as we said before, consists of 8 green concrete and 1 lime terracotta. Our second layer, we're going to leave 1 block. We're going to place 4 red terracotta, leave a 3 block gap, and then we're going to grab ourselves our quartz stair, and we're going to place a quartz stair facing away from us. So again, just to repeat that, you leave 1 block, place 4 red terracotta, 3 block gap, and then a quartz stair facing away from ourselves. For the next layer, we're going to leave again a 1 block gap, 4 red terracotta, and then the rest is empty. For the next layer, we're going to place 1 green concrete, we're going to go 1 block to the left, and then we're going to go 4 blocks to the right. So it should overextend for red terracotta by 1 block. And on top of this, we're going to do the exact same. So that's a layer of 6 green concrete. And on top of that, we're going to do a layer of 7 green concrete. So it extends it overextends 1 block to the right side. For next layer, again, we continue this pattern. So next layer is 8 wide. And then the final layer, for now at least, is going to be 9 wide. So this is our pattern. Again, if you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. Once we've done that, what we can do is start building upwards. So we're going to extend it upwards 3 blocks. Or 3 layers, should I say. So 9 blocks per layer, and then 3 layers in total. Once you've done that, that's the actual shape of the head. So it's quite a big one. So if you want to pause, again, good opportunity to do so. What we're going to do now is fill in this gap here. So we're going to start off by coming to the bottom left corner, and we're going to place 1 birch plank diagonal from the red terracotta, and we're going to go 2 blocks to the right. On top of this, we're going to place another layer of 3 birch planks. On top of that, a 2x2, and then we're going to go to the right one. So you currently have a shape that looks like this. Now above the birch plank, we're going to place our white concrete, and to next to that, and on top of it, we're going to place a cobblestone wall. Now of course, this will link up with the front side, but for now we don't need to worry about it. What we are, however, going to worry about is coming to the bottom right corner, or bottom left corner, should I say. We're going to place 4 blocks as a 3D effect, and then we're going to place, so we're going to leave 1, then place 4, and then on the second layer we're going to place 2. So again, we leave 1, place 2, and it looks like this. On top of this, we're going to leave a 1 block gap, we go up 1, so again, leaving 1 block, we're going to place 4, and then on top of that we leave 1, place 2, leave 1, and that's your 2 little 3D effects. So again, it's kind of not incorporating the first block, and the reason behind that is because the first block is going to join in with a lot of indentations on the rear side of the statue. So we're going off the second block and leaving the first one for all the 3D effects. So again, this is the left side of the head. If you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. And now what we're going to do is repeat this, but on the right side. So coming around to the right side, we come to the bottom right corner again. We're going to leave it. We place 4 red terracotta, and then 3 block gap, and then we've got our quartz there again facing away from us. On top of this, exact same logic applies. We've got our 4 red terracotta, and then on top of that, we're going to place 1 green concrete, go 1 block to the right, and 4 to the left. Next layer, exact same, 6 green terracotta. Next layer is going to be 7. Then we have 8. And then our next one, which is going to be 9. Once we hit the 9 point, we're then going to go up 3 more layers. Again, each layer being 9 blocks wide. And it's now, again, the exact same height as the previous side. Just like before, what we're then going to do, once we've got this shape, is grab ourselves our birch planks. Come right next to the red terracotta, place 1 birch plank, and go 2 blocks to the left. On top of this, place 3 birch. On top of that, a 2x2, and 1 block to the left. On top of the middle birch here, right in this 1 block gap, we're going to place 1 white concrete, and to the left of that, 1 cobblestone wall, and another one on top of it. Now, with the 3D effects, just like last time, we're going to grab ourselves our green concrete, come to the bottom right corner, leave 1, place 4 green concrete, and on top of that, place 2, and then a 2 block gap. Then, in line with it, we go up 1 block, leave it, start here, we're going to place 4 green concrete again, and in the 2 middle blocks, again, place 2 green concrete. So that's the right side, again, exact same as the left. So if you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. And now we can start joining it up with the front side, which is otherwise known, I guess, as the face. So, coming around to the front side. Right now should look like this. What we're going to do, starting off, is on this first layer, which we have currently lime, we're going to place a layer of stairs, quartz stairs to be more specific, and it's going to go facing left, right, left, right, left, right. So a simple pattern like that, and that's going to be our lower jaw. In terms of our upper jaw, what we're going to do is start off by linking this layer of birch planks together in the middle. We're then going to place 1 green, or 1 lime should I say, on top of the birch planks. Go down 1, to left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up 1. Now, in the middle 2 blocks, we're going to grab ourselves our quartz slab. So we're going to leave 2 blocks, place 2 quartz slabs right in the middle, and that's going to be our upper jaw. In terms of this second layer here, we're going to leave the second block, place 2 black concrete, place 1 lime here, and what we're going to do is also punch out the second from last block on the second layer. So that's a jaw all coming together. In terms of the upper part of the statue, which is like the eyes area, starting off from the white concrete we placed previously on the other side, we're going to go up 1 and to right 1, and on the right side up 1 and to left 1, and we're going to place a 1 block gap in using our black concrete. Resuming with our green concrete on top of the 2 middle blocks of birch here, we're going to build up 1, 2, 3, and if I can fly and not just flop to the floor, we're going to place 1, 2, 3. So a 2x3 area, and we're going to link it to the left side by placing 2 lime, and same with the right side, again using 2 lime. So everything's kind of joining up together now. On top of this, we're going to place a layer of 6 green concrete. Again, another layer. And in our final layer, also 6 green concrete. So 3 layers of 6 green concrete. Most of that is, however, going to get punched out when we start working on the top side of the head. So that is the front side of the face. What we do, however, need to do, and make sure it's complete, is the inside of the jaw. So if we try and squeeze on through here, what we're going to do is grab ourselves our birch planks and also our birchwood stairs and slabs. So starting off, we're going to place in between the left side and the right side of birch, we're going to place a layer of 4 birch slabs. What we're then going to do is on the third block, on the left side and the right side, we're going to place 2 upside down stairs, left side facing towards the right, right towards the left, and place 2 2 birch slabs in between. Behind this, we're going to place a wall of black concrete, and that's going to kind of cap off the rear side of the mouth. And once you've placed the black concrete behind, again, make sure you place it behind the stairs and the slabs, it will end up looking something like this. And that's kind of giving a bit of detail to the rear of the mouth, whilst also capping it off and keeping it simplistic. So the next side, which is of course the rear side, so right now that's the front side of the head, of course we'll come back and add some details afterwards. We're going to come around to the rear side, and it's a case of pretty much linking things together. So we're going to start off by linking the red terracotta together on the first and second layer. Most of it's going to be covered up, but we'll get it out of the way. And then what we're going to do is on the fourth layer, which is this layer here, we're going to link that again together using green concrete. So we've got our first layer, then we've got 2 layers where it's indented, and then we go back to normal with our fourth layer. We're going to fill it up all the way until the top. So that is an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 layers. Apologies, my block placing is a bit all over the place. Try as it's probably because my sensitivity is a bit different earlier, because another person was recording some videos on my Xbox. So that is what the rear side of the head looks like. Now, in terms of the second layer, we're indeed actually going to place 7 blocks from left to right, and then leave one at the end there, and that's going to be another kind of feature. We come to the fourth layer, which is this block here, or this row here. We're going to come to the sixth block, this one, and we're going to indent one red terracotta. Moving on to the next layer, third block from left, punch it out, go up diagonal to the right, leave one, punch one, up diagonal to right, up one. We're then going to go up one, leave a 1 block gap, punch out, left one, leave a 1 block gap, punch out. We're then going to go down twice to left one, punch out, to left, up, and then the final one, we go down diagonal to the left. So again, I appreciate that's a bit fast, but this is all the blocks we need to punch out in total. All the lower ones, again, we're going to indent with black concrete. Bit tricky to place for these ones. So we indent it with black, and then once we get to the point where it's this 3 block area here, we're going to indent that with red. So as you can see, everything below it is with black, and then the 3 blocks and the 2 at the top are going to be with red terracotta. So again, bit fiddly, but nothing too difficult. So that is the rear side of the head. Again, if you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so, and I'll give you a second. So the next stage we're going to do is we're going to head to the top side. So for the top side, it kind of looks like this. Again, it's kind of a 9 wide by 8 thick area. We're going to go ahead and fill it in, again, with green. So we fill it in solid green concrete. And once we've done that, we're going to have to punch out a bunch of blocks and again indent a bunch too. So, starting off, we're going to come to the front left corner. Come to the third block and we're going to punch out 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks like so. And next to that, so for the second layer, we're going to punch out 6. For the next layer from that, we're going to leave 1, punch out 4. We're then going to punch out 4 again. 5, whoops. So 1 over to the right. The next layer, we're going to leave 2 from where we started, and we're going to punch out 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. The next one, we're going to leave 2, punch 1. So that's all we're going to punch out. Now, behind this, for the first few layers, we're going to use birch planks. So we're going to indent birch planks for the first 2 layers. And then for the third layer, we're going to place 2 birch on the left and 2 red terracotta. Now for the remaining, we're going to punch out, or the remaining area we've punched out, we're going to indent red terracotta. So it ends up looking something like this. And that is so far the top side of the head. Now if we come back around to the front side, as I mentioned before, we're going to be punching a bunch of stuff out. Starting off, we come to the top left corner, we're going to go down diagonal, this block, and there should already be 1 birch behind it. To the right of this, we're going to leave 1 block, and then we're going to punch out 1, 2, 3. And in the middle block, we're going to go down 1. So it ends up looking something like this. Now, in this 1 block gap, we're going to make sure to place 1 birch. As you can see, instantly, the face has just got a lot more roughed up and a lot more, I guess, scary, not really, but a lot more horror style is what I'm trying to say. Now, in terms of the actual top side itself, we're also going to add some ears. Now, just like before, these ears are going to be very, rough and scrapped. So we're going to come to the left side. Starting off, we'll leave a 2 block gap, and on the third block, we're going to go up 2 using polished andesite. Next to this, we're going to place a row of 3 cobblestone walls, and next to that, 3 polished andesite. So that's the left ear. Now, in terms of the right ear, we're going to leave a 2 block gap. And on top of this green concrete here, we're going to place 1 green concrete and 2 polished andesite. So it's going to be 1 block taller. Next to that, we're going to punch out this green here, and we're going to replace it with 1, 2, 3 of lime terracotta, and 1 cobblestone wall. And next to that, we're going to use 2 green concrete and 1 polished andesite. So this here is 4 tall, this here is 3 tall. Now, in terms of the rear side of this here, we're going to double it up using some green concrete. So we place a 3 by 3 square of green concrete. And above, what we're going to do is place a 2 tall by 3 wide area of green concrete as well. In front of this, we're going to place 2 green concrete, 2 lime, and 2 green. and we're going to cap it off with our final layer, which is going to be 1 polished andesite, 1 cobblestone wall, and 1 polished andesite, and it ends up looking something like this from the front side, from a corner angle like this, and from the rear side like this. So that ear, of course, is going to be thicker than the other one. Don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can keep it 1 block thick. But with that said and done, that is the statue complete. Once you've done that, you have yourselves your very own FNAF 6 Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria Simulator Springtrap. And again, I appreciate a lot of you guys been waiting an absolute ton for this and have been really hyped for it. So hopefully it lived up to your expectation. So with that said and done, I'm going to spin around the head whilst we wrap up the video. If you did enjoy, a like would be very much appreciated. And if you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing. Again, check out the other videos. I did the Salvaged Baby one last week, so if that's of your interest, that's also there. And I'll be releasing a bunch more coming into the near future. Apart from that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, my name has been Gummy, and goodbye.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light